Did someone say a Gears of War Netflix adaptation? I mean, we've known for a while, but we got our first official details revealed officially today. Yo, what's up, guys? It is your boy Dynasty, and just keep in mind, this is not gonna be some groundbreaking reveal. The story is it's a retelling of Gears of War 1. I'd assume there's, I guess, some caveats to this because we'll just break it down. But yo, what's up? It is your boy Dynasty, and Entertainment Weekly got this exclusive, I guess, article courtesy of an Xbox Wire discussing a lot of the success that some of these Microsoft IPs have had, TV and film, pretty much just talking about the likes of Fallout, things of that sort. And in this article from, again, Entertainment Weekly, which I'll have linked down below if you don't want to see me yap here, they give us a synopsis of, you guessed it, the Netflix adaptation that I've been hearing about for, at this point, I want to say 2 years. You know what I mean? It's not the first time. I feel like a long time ago there was talk about a Gears of War movie. All I know is it's Netflix, so I'm gonna go into this with super low expectations. I wish it wasn't Netflix, but it is. Can we get Dave Bautista as Marcus? Can we do that? We got him as I guess, Marcus in Gears of War 5 through a skin, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, just kind of do it. You know, Dave's not getting any younger, and apparently this is going to take place, I'd assume, OG Gears of War era, maybe even before? Yeah, so that's on the agenda for today. Before I break down everything of note from this Entertainment Weekly article, we're not going to read all of this, I promise. It does take you a second. If you can, please drop a like on the video, because without you, these Gears of War updates do not happen. It's kind of weird talking about a Gears of War movie on the channel, given that for the last 5 or 6 years, we've been talking about Mortal Kombat movies on the channel. I can finally talk about the Gears of War movie. Oh my god. Nonetheless, though, here we go. Says, Netflix announced a live-action Gears of War movie from director David Leitch from The Fall Guy and Bullet Train, and writer John Spites. Dune Part 3, EW can exclusively reveal that the film will tell the origin story of Delta Squad, a ragtag crew of soldiers who wage a desperate war for survival against the Locust, a race of subterranean creatures sound destroying humanity, according to an official description. So again, Delta Squad origin story. Now, is this Gears of War 1 Delta Squad, or is this before, leading into us saving Marcus in the slab? You know what I mean? We'll keep reading. I'll talk more about what I'm expecting and what we could probably be getting. It says, the game really is about the bonds between teams. It's about brotherhood at its core. When you go visit the studio, their tagline is never fight alone. So when you think about that for a dramatic narrative, it's a pretty good starting point. They go on to also mention they're making a Sea of Thieves action movie. In regards to Gears of War, though, the last piece of information, I told you it's not going to be some crazy reveal. It says other known adaptations include animated series based on Gears of War and Minecraft, both at Netflix. So yeah, we're still getting Gears of War animated series of several episodes, but there is going to be a Netflix adaptation, Netflix movie about Gears of War. Now again, this is all we got. And if you play Gears of War 1, you know that Delta Squad kind of changes before it becomes the Delta Squad that shaped the Gears of War that both you and I love. Obviously, when I think of Delta Squad, I think of Marcus, I think of Dom, I think of Cole, and I think of Baird. To me, that's Delta Squad. However, with this being an origin story, are we going to see Kim get killed by RAAM? Because you guys know, Kim was the leader initially. Are we going to see Carmine get sniped? Are we going to see Delta Squad before Dom and Marcus kind of pick up the pieces and join, and you know what I mean? So I'm intrigued to see just how much of a origin this really is to Delta Squad, but a lot of people are kind of upset, and a lot of people are really nervous and anxious. I honestly can't blame them. Some people were thinking that maybe the best alternative way to not ruin this would be to not even feature Delta Squad and probably use like an Onyx Guard squad. Yeah, that would be cool. I guess taking a page out of like the Fallout series, you know, seeing Gears of War through the lens of a squad that we just never got in the video games. Maybe a squad from like the Bucks or something. Like, I guess that could have been something, but given that E-Day's dropping this year, safe to say this movie will probably drop in 2 or 3 years. E-Day probably still going to be relevant. We'll probably still be getting some DLC, so from like a cross-marketing perspective, if you're going to put Gears of War on the big screen and promote it with E-Day moving forward, Xbox promoting all this shit, you gotta do Marcus, you gotta do Dom, you gotta do Baird, you gotta do Cole. I hope that's what we get. I really don't want to see anything but that. Obviously, I just said, will we get Kim? Will we get Carmine? I feel like those are essential. And when we're seeing Delta Squad get established, those deaths really do pave the way for the whole tagline of like, you know, brothers till the end. Like, that really reinforces the Gears of War ambiance and vibe, I feel like, especially if you go back and play the OG Gears game we have in the background right here. Go play that, and it's just so memorable and iconic, those two deaths, for better or worse. You know, I think Carmine's death really, it's one of the few moments where you're like, holy shit, they just killed that guy. You know what I mean? And then RAAM gets killed, and it's like, holy fuck, they just killed the lieutenant of Delta Squad, the leader here. So, I want to see both those deaths. I want to also see us meeting Cole for the first time. You know, we just hear Cole fighting these Locusts. I want to see us meeting Baird for the first time, who's this asshole mechanic. You know what I mean? I hope it's a success. I hope it's good. No word on casting yet, but there you go. That is pretty much all we know. It stems from this Entertainment Weekly article, which I have linked down below. Trying to not be too much of a downer, but I don't even have a Netflix subscription anymore. The Devil May Cry animated series, I enjoyed it for what it was. You know what I mean? I feel like that's one of the better adaptations they've done, and I'm doing that with air quotes, because some people really hated that one too. So, again, we'll just have to wait and see. Speaking of Halo, like, when we got the Halo TV series, they did so many things that we, like, how do you show Chief's face? That was, like, what, the first season? I never watched it, you know? And then all the reception to that just made me not even want to watch it. So I just hope, if they're going to be doing this Gears of War film, they learn from what mistakes we saw with, like, the Halo TV series. Hopefully it's as great as what Amazon Prime has done with the Fallout series. Again, it's Netflix, so it's really hard for me to be optimistic, but we'll have to wait and see. But guys, that is all I got for y'all today. It's going to be an origin story of Delta Squad. We don't know where this fucking story's going to kick off, but I think it's safe to say it'll probably be a retelling of Gears of War 1, and I think that's awesome, especially if we really just, you know, show them everything. You know, the corpser battles going down and seeing the emulsion and the final battle with RAAM after seeing RAAM kill Kim. You still have a couple deaths in there. I do think that the, you know, original Gears of War story is timeless. You can play that to this day, you know, throw on Reloaded. Gears of War will outlive both you and I. So to see it get a live action movie is cool, but I'll have a better vibe once I see who gets cast, and it better be Dave Bautista. It better be, you know, and for years, man, going back to, like, even me in middle school, high school, after graduating, if you guys watched Wild Hogs, John Travolta, he's wearing a bandana. I used to meme it, but I meant it. There was a window of time where John Travolta could have been Marcus Fenix because he looks just like him in Wild Hogs. I just felt like I had to mention that. It'll never happen, but in another multiverse, we have John Travolta as Marcus. At least he will look the part. I really do think, though, we gotta have Dave Bautista. We just do. When I see Bautista, I'm like, yeah, it's Marcus. So we'll see. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you want to see? What do you not want to see? Are you okay with the retelling of the original game? Or do you want to even go before that? But if you go before that, you got to change how we get Delta Squad. The Delta Squad you and I love. Drop a like. Love y'all. Thank you for watching. I have this link down below. Peace.